Okay, so now what I'd like to do so far is along the steps of preparing to 3D print. The last video I showed you the difference between a hole and what appears to be a hole in preparing to print, because we said we don't want to have any holes. The next thing I want to show you is cleaning up your stage. So the things that I don't need on my stage, I'm going to get rid of. Okay. If they're not part of my final piece, I'm going to select them and just delete them. Okay. Because I know I want to print this. Now, once I have done that, I want to do a series of saves, okay? Because the first save I'm going to do is to save it because this is my final model. So I may hit save. I also may then go hit save as and call this, final model. Okay, so that way I know that this is a final model and I'm saving it as that default MB, which is Maya binary, right? And I hit save as, and I know that now I have my final Maya file of my model that I'm happy with. It's clean, it's hole free, and I'm good. Now I need to do a save as so that I can begin to prepare this model for the printer, because there's some certain things that need to be altered in order for the printer to like this model and want to print it. So I'm going to go to file again and do save scene as, and I'm going to call this this is the final model, and I'm going to call this 3D print, or even 3D print prep. Okay. I also like to include a draft. This is draft 1. Okay. Just so that I know what I'm doing. So I have that in place. So now I know that my final model is safe because I have a version of that. And now I have this new version that is for me to set up to be printed. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to unpack um, all of my parenting, because I have all of these parents. So all of this, I've un I've clicked on the plus sign, so everything is showing itself. Okay, because I'm going to need to select the first object and come down to the last object and hold down my shift key on my keyboard. So my hand is still on my shift key. I'm holding it there. And then while I'm holding it there, I click on the last object, which is the chest. That allows me to select all of the objects on the stage. Okay, so now everything is selected. So I want to show you something. If I just click on the core joint, the top one, it looks like everything is selected, but when I look at my outliner, it's not, which is why I have to hold on that shift key, and then while I'm holding it, click on the last object. In my case, it's the chest, and that way I can see everything is selected. From this point, I need to Boolean it. The reason why I need to Boolean it is because I need to combine all of the objects together. Okay, so I'm not sending it to the printer with all of these objects. So I'm going to go up to Mesh. I'm going to go to Booleans, and then this is the Boolean Union. Now, again, the only way I can see this is if I make sure that I'm in modeling. If I'm not in modeling, I won't see this. Okay, so Boolean Mesh, Boolean, Boolean Union. And then I'm going to give it a minute, okay, because it needs a minute to work. It shows me my attributes, and I'm happy about that, but I'm going to go ahead and move that over so you can see this some more. And I want to show you what it also did in my outliner. In my outliner, this part appears to be the same way it was before I hit Boolean. But down here, I see a new polygon surface, and that's the one that I'm particularly interested in. So I'm going to first click on this plus sign just to shorten it so we can see things a little bit easier. But I'm going to select this poly surface 1, and I'm going to actually duplicate it. So I'm going to go to edit and duplicate it. When I have it duplicated, I'm then going to delete all of this. So I'm going to delete all of this. I don't need it. I don't have to worry that this is my file with all of my stuff because I already have a model version of this, a model document of this. So a final model document of this, so that's fine. But I have these two that I don't need anymore. I just need the Boolean union. And I need it to duplicate it first. Do not try to do this without duplicating it because you might lose a few things. Sometimes when Maya does the Boolean union, it creates transformers or different things that create a problem. So that's why we have to duplicate it. Okay. So now I have this and I'm pretty set with it, but there's a few things that I'm going to want to check. I'm going to want to check my face norms, and I'm going to want to check I'm going to want to do two versions, one triangulated and one not. So in order to do that, I'm going to do the next video to go over that in the next video. Okay.